Hello everybody and welcome back after a nice long hiatus, I guess you could call it. Everybody kind of took a couple weeks off for that TI hype. I am back going to be casting some more RD2L, some more, just random pub games, as well as I'm going to be moving into some replay analysis. So I'll probably be making some threads over on our Learn Dota 2, get some replays from some people looking to get some help, and try to, help them with what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. But enough about that, as we're going to go right into this game. Courtesy of Paschetti, also known as Mom's Paschetti. And he's going to be over here on Walrus Salt Slingers. I've been casting a couple of their games now. They've been sending them in. And they've been some pretty solid games, honestly. They're going to be going up against EWOW. A team, a nice little TI throwback there. And it looks like the band's already underway. We're going to see Leshrac, Bloodseeker, and Gyrocopter taken out right now. It looks like the green bin is going to be drafting up over here against Mom's Paschetti. And we'll see who he's going to want to take out on EWOW as their second ban. It looks like it's going to be the Tuskars, so still pre-TI this game. So you may not see, some of these picks that came in at TI, but, the meta didn't change all too much. There isn't probably going to be a Techies ban. Earthshaker first pick. I always try to praise this hero. I think he's a fantastic support, or even an off-lane player if that's where you want to throw him. I think he does give you a little bit of flexibility. Picking him first in the draft. EWOW is going to be maybe thinking a little bit, is it going to be a support? Is it going to be an off-laner? But the biggest thing is here, his initiation range. He's so scary early on. Smoking and then getting down a fissure is like huge initiation range. You pretty much can't even see that. So if they pick up like a greedy mid laner, perhaps like a Shadow Fiend, somebody that's easily gankable, it's going to be a little bit rough for him potentially in this early game if Walrus Salt Slingers want to try and gank him. And then later on, late game, it's just so scary to push into that Blink Echo Slam. You have to have really good positioning since it's a pretty large AoE. It doesn't really have a huge visual so that 100%. It's not like a black hole or something like that. But right up to the Quap Winter Wyvern picks. I do like both of these picks. I think Wyvern is incredibly strong. Honestly, just so difficult. Later on, early on, she scales incredibly well, considering she makes your team do, damage to themselves, right? So if you've got an incredibly farmed carry and you just throw that Winter's Curse on somebody, they're just going to blow up to your own carry, and that's kind of how she scales. She's got a nice scaling healing that does a percentage base. Queen of Pain, fantastic hero as well, has that pure damage that's always significant throughout any point in the game. We'll be seeing if she's going to go for that Orchid build, get a nice, maybe 14-minute Orchid here. That we've seen post-TI a lot of the time. We've seen both Quap and Storm Spirit both really just rushing that Orchid here. Pre-TI, not as much. It kind of depends. Maybe a Quap is a little bit more flexible, She doesn't have to worry about going either Orchid or Bloodstone, She could get, an Orchid or an AC, perhaps even go for, a right-click build. She can get the early Aghanim Scepter and just have some ridiculous peer damage as well as a nice little cooldown reduction with that too. And, WSS, they're going to reply with the Bane, so maybe taking a page from C9's book here, as Bane, pretty annoying carry to lane against, pretty annoying support to lane against here. Obviously, he's got the Brain Sap, which does a ton of pure damage. He's got the Sleep just to kind of make you sit there for a while, and especially with that vision reduction, it's actually kind of scary once you get slept. You don't know, maybe somebody's coming around you, you don't know what's going on around you, whether or not your team should maybe TP in here. But it looks like we are going to have the Storm Spirit as well as the Undying band. Broodmother Silencer bands as well. I think Silencer, Brood, both heroes that are a little bit underrated. Both inside of RD2L, something like that, but also outside as well. I think Silencer is a very annoying support to have to deal with early on as the offlaner. And then later on, that global, you kind of have to itemize against it, which is annoying. Broodmother, odd to see them ban the Broodmother, as they do have the Earthshaker, which is a solid counter, as well as the Bane. As long as you can get that Fiend's Grip on, that Broodmother's an easy gank target. You can get the initial, fissure from the Earthshaker to kind of help you out with that as well. Get that nice range just for the Bane to walk up there and get a Fiend's Grip. And it's going to be a Spirit Breaker here. The third pick for EWOW, and I do like that. Gives you a lot of global presence. Makes it a lot scarier for the Bane to just sit in the back. He's always got to be careful. Is he going to get charged? The Fiend's Grip could get canceled even just by a right click, and it's going to be a Lina. So most likely a mid Lina. Lina against Quap. kind of a wash. Both heroes do fairly well mid lane, and that seems to be the trend anyways. It comes down to who's going to play this lane better, especially just in an in-house. Even if you have a hero that's much, much better, if the other player's just a better laner than you by like 1,000 MMR, there's not too much that you'll be able to do anyways. So Lina, I do like her. I think, in my opinion, Lina is probably the strongest hero, if not one of the strongest heroes in the meta right now. I think the fact that she can be played as a support, as a 1 position, a 2 position, is just absolutely ridiculous. You've got a hero that can fit 3 roles. Late game, 950 pure damage. Odd to see them pick the anti-mages. Early on, the spell shield may help a lot, but they've got a lot of ganking heroes in the Earthshaker, the Lina, as well as the Bane, so we'll have to see how this goes. But 950 pure damage. Once you get that Aghanim Scepter and that level 16 on Lina, it's just so hard to play around. Especially as somebody like a Spirit Breaker. You got to charge in on the Lina, or are you going to charge in on the Bane? If you charge in on the Lina, you're probably just going to get slept by the Bane, and then that's just an easy setup for the Lina here. And if you charge in on the Bane, the Lina, again, just going to throw it on the Light Strike Array, Laguna Blade. You're either dead or you're very close to dead. Winter Wyvern can't really do much up against that, so I do like the Lina pick. Against a Wyvern, you do want to have a lot of magical damage, obviously. The Wyvern is most likely going to be building a Glimmer Cape later on, but until then, you don't have to worry too much about that. The physical is kind of annoying. Obviously, that Cold Embrace is just really annoying to deal with. And wow, look at that. So a Lion's going to be picked up as well, just going ham on the magical damage here, as they're going to have Finger and Laguna Blade. So once both of these heroes hit 6, the team fights are going to be a little bit difficult here for the Dire. In all honesty, the Anti-Mage probably isn't going to be there. It's not going to be a 4 protect 1 in a sense here, as they do have some solid heroes that'll scale into the late game. Spirit Breaker, Quap, Wyvern all scale really well. They're probably going to be fighting as 4 here while the Anti-Mage tries to creep cut, tries to push around a little bit. So we'll have to see if this works out, but really, when you're fighting 4 against 5 or even 4 against 4, depending on what WSS picks up here, when you've got the burst damage potential from the Lina and the Lion, as well as the lockdown right now, I mean, just look at this. We've got Hex, Impale, Light Strike Array, we've got Fiend's Grip, Nightmare, we've got Echo Slam, Fissure. There is so much lockdown right here from WSS that EOL really needs a way to deal with this, and I'm not 100% sure. I do like the the Rubik ban here, as Rubik would have been a fantastic pick. They're going to get the Dazzle, so that is one way to deal with it, I guess, here. I think it would have been cool to see something potentially like an Abaddon, put that shield on somebody and kind of take away whatever CC was on them, give them some heal a little bit. But Dazzle's a good hero as well here. He's got some nice burst heal, although the Weave isn't going to do too much for his team, so it's probably going to be using as an offensive Weave, kind of be running that Puppy Dazzle, use the Weave, for vision to try and get negative armor, make them a little bit more scared to push in. But WSS, we're going to see who's going to be their last pick here, and it looks like it will be an offlane Earthshaker, a mid Lina, which is going to leave them for a core that's probably going to want to fight. They could go to pick the Luna here. We did see that near the end of TI. Luna was very popular there as kind of like a fake gyro to pick up. But there's still quite a few heroes left in the pool in terms of carries. We could even see something like a Faceless Void. A Slardar is actually going to be the pick here. So more lockdown, negative armor to help deal with this Dazzle. So he's going to weave somebody, and Slardar is just going to go ahead and take a majority of that away. As well as Dazzle's going to have to put it early on if he wants to prevent the Slardar from really blowing somebody up here. But it will be scary for the Anti-Mage. He will be creep cutting. But we're going to have most likely a blink on the Slardar. We could see a blink Yules on the Lina here, which is going to be scary as well. A blink later on for the Bane. And what I'm seeing right now is that EWOW doesn't really have too many ways to deal with this here. But we'll just break it down and go over the teams before we move into that anymore. As it looks like we're going to have Omer Nev over here on the Dazzle. Honey Badger, he's going to be taking up the Anti-Mage, has those nice bashers. Cheese is going to be up here on the Winter Wyvern. Meanwhile, it's going to be an offlane 187 Spirit Breaker, and the Green Bin going to be taking up this mid Quap here. As over here on WSS, it's going to be Mayas Dota. He's going to be taking up this 1 position Slardar, followed up by Mom's Pescetti here on the Bane. Meanwhile, N2K, classic mid laner. This guy, I would definitely watch out for N2K. He's a great mid laner here. Lina going to definitely be getting some nice picks here. We'll see who's going to be winning between him and the Quap. As Da Vinci, he's going to be taking the bot lane alongside the Bane, as well as the Slardar, and Uncle Yar going to be going top. So here we go. You didn't pick ET, Mind Games, maybe Mom's Pescetti. talking a little bit about how he likes ET, and look at this, 5 heroes don't want to let anybody get this bot rune, and that's unfortunate because the Lina actually came bot, so both heroes just kind of should be able to see each other, and yeah, they can. So both heroes just kind of staring away at each other here. Looks like they've got a lot of backup on this hill if they want to go and pressure here. We'll see if 187 is going to go for the charge here. Anti-Mage hasn't scaled anything. Neither has the Dazzle, the Quap, or the Winter Wyvern here. So we could see maybe a bit of a gank. They do see everybody. This Lina does see everybody. So Dire should say, hey guys, there's probably somebody behind them. Uncle Yar, though, going to get a nice rune for himself and the free reign. And honestly, if nothing happens here, there's the charge out. N2K going to get charged almost instantly here. It looks like he's going to take quite a bit of damage. Already got about half HP. MYS going to get a nice double stun here. N2K, though, getting very low right now. The Wyvern doing a nice bit of pure damage as well. Some damage over time here. Lion now getting slowed as it looks like they're going to be pushing up here. Lion, is he going to be the one to die here? Does have Impale in 2 seconds. One more right click from the Spirit Breaker. Doesn't have anything, though. And there it is. The Lion's going to go down. Not before he throws the 3-man Impale, but now they're a little bit stuck here. N2K is quite low, though, so he can't look to help his team, as it looks like the Quap's coming up here as well. And what is happening already? We're getting so much action in this game. It looks like there's the charge on N2K. We do have the dagger as well, and he should be going down just as I was praising this guy. Looks like he might die. Does have the light strike array. Is he actually going to die? Dips into the wrong hole, and that should be it. Is going to throw out the light strike array, but not going to be able to get much off of it. Meanwhile, top lane, Uncle Yar at the very least going to be getting a little bit for himself. Anti-Mage running all the way back, but at 200 HP and with no regen here. That's a little bit odd. So the Earthshaker is going to have a nice free roam of this lane. Top here are getting some tangos ferried out, which should allow the AM to sit around in this lane a little bit more here and pick up the last hits. But there's not going to be many, as early on we already had a pretty intense game. Wyvern, once she hits level 2 as well, going to be able to give Anti-Mage those heals whenever he wants. So I would expect this Anti-Mage Honey Badger can play very aggressive here. I think when people play Anti-Mage, they really underestimate how strong it can be to just right-click the off-lane hero. Especially when you have 2-3 points into that mana break. They can't trade, really. You've got to support, especially a Wyvern that's going to be handing you off regen here. And it looks like they want to go into Uncle Yar. No, it looks like Cheese was just using that to try to get the stack, but didn't actually get it, unfortunately for him. Bot lane. Going to be a dual lane over here. 187 is going to be backed up by Omernev here. His mom's Biscotti. Not giving him anything here, and Slider getting a nice little free roam of his lane. Going to be 4 for 2 already. Should be 4 for 3 with this deny here, and there it is. Meanwhile, N2K not doing too bad, especially after dying here. Is actually going to go for the Fiery Soul, the 1 point there. As Uncle Yard disrupting these picks, or excuse me, disrupting these pulls here, is going to be able to get it. There's the courier. Quite far out here. Where's it going right now? So not going to be seen by Uncle Yard there. He does see it, but doesn't want to go for it. The wall's going to be thrown out here. And the regen rune going to be grabbed by the Earthshaker. Looks like N2K actually kind of wanted that, but a little bit of miscommunication there, as Cheese going to have to use his ability yet again there to get away. So now he's got no mana, and if Uncle Yar goes back to this lane, he's going to be very unpressured here. Da Vinci throwing out some more right clicks. Bot lane is Quap getting very low mid here. So both heroes pretty low. One right click and a Dragon Slave could spell the end of this Quap, and you got to remember, Lina's got ridiculous range. I want to say it's like 725, I think. I mean, look at that. Pretty scary top lane. Meanwhile, it looks like, or no, excuse me, bot lane. It looks like Da Vinci is going to get a kill over here on the Dazzle. Sorry about missing that one, guys. Getting a little bit too happy with what's going on in this mid lane. 187, quite low as well, so he's got to be careful here. We've got the Sprint on the Slardar as well as the Slither and Crush here. So if 187 comes up, could be a little bit dangerous for him. Da Vinci going to go bottom, secure the rune, as Cheese is going to grab the top rune here, it looks like, or secure it at the very least. Yeah, it looks like he did grab it. Bottle is picked up over here under the Quap, and is it being crowed over here? It looks like no, so N2K, no bottle just yet. Actually only 600 gold, or just under 600 gold, I should say, as Uncle Yar, not doing too bad top lane, is going to grab his Tranquil Boots, and honestly, I think he could have just maybe waited on that, seeing how much gold he could accrue here, as he does have a ton of regen still. Maybe just go straight. And there it is. Yeah, Honey Badger going to get healed up. And this is what's going to make it annoying for Uncle Yar now. He can't really trade all too effectively. And there it is. The blink in, the mana break. But look at the damage from Uncle Yar. Is it going to be enough? It looks like no. Honey Badger is going to go in. I think Uncle Yar should honestly just turn around and try to get whatever damage out. Maybe he's going to get away, though. He is. If only he had a Mango, that probably could have been a kill on the Anti-Mage. But now the Anti-Mage is going to buy his ring here and try to heal up as much as he can, as Uncle Yar does have the Tranquils as well as the Clarities here to kind of keep himself in lane. A nice little bit of regen here, as Pasquetti and Da Vinci doing a nice little pull through. Going to be denying whatever they can from both 187 and Omernev, who is about level 2.5. Not doing too bad here. MYS. We'll see what he wants to go early on. I'd imagine he's going to go for the blink first, but Vanguard could be pretty useful as well here. Make you almost unkillable other than to the Quap, as the rest of the team's just going to be trying to right-click you with whatever physical damage they can here. And looks like N2K does finally get his bottle. Nice little high ground ward for him as well. Not sure if the Quap saw that. Meanwhile, top lane, Anti-Mage going on him yet again. And this is what I was saying. You can just really right-click the Earthshaker here as Honey Badger. And even though he's low, it's really not that scary here. We do still have the Cold Embrace if they want to spend it. And there it is. Honey Badger going to get healed up yet again. And this is every Anti-Mage's dream here. Just, you know, trading some harass, getting healed up. You've got your ring of health there as well. As it looks like the green bin going to be taking some damage from the Dragon Slave, and that's how you want to use the Dragon Slave. In case any of you guys are wondering or looking to play Lina a little bit better, you want to hit the creeps, but you also want to hit the hero in the back so you can kind of trade some CS as well as some damage there, and it makes it really effective. I think that's one of the biggest reasons that Lina is a strong hero in lane. And looks like Uncle Yar still doing pretty well here, almost hitting level 6, so he's not really been denied anything. Meanwhile, 187, this dual lane, he's only about level 4 now, and actually kind of surprising that he's got that much, so good for him, as we do have some good levels over here on the supports as well, though. So both teams actually finding their levels, which is going to be pretty important here. I'd say more important for the Radiant, as they've got much more fight potential than the Dire. Mom's Biscotti just walking up right here. It looks like they want to make a go into the Dazzle here. And this should be game. No, there's the Quap with the haste rune now, and it looks like they maybe should be able to get a kill here. Hopefully just one, as it looks like Da Vinci going to throw down the Impale. Should die here, though, and it looks like he will. So a nice rotation from the Quap. Can't get much more, can he, though? There's the charge. Actually going to get the Slithering Crush. Beautifully timed there. Don't have enough mana for the Sonic Wave, as it looks like Spirit Breaker getting right under tower. Actually going to sleep him instead of using the... well, actually going to get Shallow Graved anyway, so not like it would have done too much. There's the charge yet again. And he's just going to cancel it, so no mana, no HP. He's going to have to go home here. Can't really hope for too much, as the Quap is going to blink and get this bounty rune bot. N2K can get this rune top for himself if he does want to grab it. Does hit the level 6, so that Laguna Blade online now is Lion. Level 3.5, not doing too bad, almost level 4. He's getting his levels, and that's when it's going to be scary. Just barely missing that Dragon Slave, or excuse me, that Light Strike Array, and actually going to give the regen rune over to the Quap here, so she's going to be quite happy with that. And what's getting brought out on the courier? Looks like the Belt of Strength will be going for the treads first here. Anti-Mage should be grabbing his treads before he buys the Battle Fury. It's just a lot more efficient. You can farm a lot faster. It's a lot safer here. You can blink around, and looks like he is going to try for the side pull, but both creeps hitting each other now. It doesn't matter. Actually going to miss a CS there. So not being too efficient. And there's the charge, but look who's behind him. It's Da Vinci, who's actually going to smoke up. N2K gets smoked, though, and they should know something's up now. They know N2K's invis right here, and it looks like they are going to cancel the charge. N2K, smoke's going to break. Meanwhile, Da Vinci still on the backside here, so it looks like there it is. There's the fissure. Do we have the Hex? There's the Hex, as well as the Light Strike Array. Impale to come as well, and there it is. Not even needing to spend the Laguna Blade. And the TP getting canceled as well here. Meanwhile, top lane. Actually, nobody top lane. I don't know what I'm going for here. But nice little gank, 3-hero gank. N2K, Da Vinci, as well as Uncle Yar, and Uncle Yar is going to be running right up against Wow.Cheese here. And Ewow Cheese. Looks like he does have the Echo Slam. Can't spend it now, though. Doesn't have enough mana. Now he's got to be careful. Everybody always underestimates that mana break. He's got the blink up. He could really go for it. Now there's the mana void as well. Looks like Uncle Yar. Is he going to live right now? The TP in from the... No, what's he doing right now? There's the Hex. Do we have the Hex here? It looks like no. Just barely going to be able to blink out. Can they kill him? Uncle Yar getting so aggressive. It looks like he's just baiting it so much right now. Is he going to be able to get the kill? No. Uncle Yar barely surviving. What a freaking player. Anti-Mage is going to get killed by the tower here. So it looks like actually we're going to have a TP bottom from the Quap. There's the charge in, and it looks like my Dota is going to go down. So 4 for 4, 8 minutes in. This game started a little bit hectic. It's actually quieted down. Only 8 kills in 8 minutes, which seems like a lot, but not really too much. Usually RD2L is a little bit more intense than this. A little bit faster paced. But... we won't blame us. It's been a pretty good game so far. Honey Badger looks like he's just rushing for the Battle Fury here, which probably not going to be that early. Probably looking at just a 14-minute Battle Fury Brown Boots here. That's 187. Looks like he's going back bottom lane. Maya's Dota. Looks like he is going to jump bot again. Try to get some last hits here. Looks like he is going to go for the blink first here, and going to give him a lot of gank potential. This Quap's going to have to be very careful here, and that's probably going to be their main target. Perhaps the Anti-Mage, but honestly, he's not doing all too well. I wouldn't be too worried about him, as it looks like mid lane again. We've got the Bane, still not level 6, only level 4 on the Bane here, as well as the Earthshaker level 7. So there it is. There's one stun. Not going to be able to get the second, though. N2K not in position for that one. They do have the high ground ward, and honestly, the green bid should know something's up. He should be saying, guys, I keep getting stunned up here. I'm pretty far back. I don't know why. What's going on? N2K going to be moving towards the top rune. Only going to be an illusion, so not going to be the greatest thing that he's looking for here, as it is going to get pinged out by the Winter Wyvern. Bot lane, it looks like we are going to have a clarity over here to Spirit Breaker, but it was seen as he does have the amplified damage on him here. So we'll have to see how this is going to go. We do have a Mango Brown Boots on Dazzle, so not doing the best. Anti-Mage actually is going to pick up the treads. Meanwhile, Wyvern going to go down to the Lina. There's the charge over here onto N2K, but is it really going to do absolutely anything at all? It looks like no. Should probably just be canceling it very soon here. And looks like, yeah, he is going to cancel it around the mid lane, and now he's just kind of stuck in this mid lane. The green bin playing very far back now as well, and look at that, there's the blink, and that is exactly what you want to do with the blink dagger. Pick it up and get a kill right away. You don't want to give them time to see it, and it looks like they're setting up for another gank here on the mid lane. Uncle Yar, there's the soul ring, there's the stun, there's the hatred, N2K, do they have enough damage? No, there's the figure from Lion, beautifully timed, fantastic gank over here from N2K Uncle Yar, as well as Da Vinci yet again. There's the charge, and now the Hex onto the Spirit Breaker. Stun one more time. Another chain stun over here from the Lina. Now the Spirit Breaker is going to go down as well. So a double kill, and just look at that already. The Anti-Mage is getting his free farm top, but WSS really starting to push their lead here with those two ganks, as we do see the Lina as well as the Slardar leading on the net worth charts here. Anti-Mage not too far behind, but he's really going to have to push it out later on in the game if they want to hope to come back here, as the early lead is going to be quite scary for the Dire to have to deal with. Sure, you've got the Dazzle that can help keep somebody alive, but now your Lion is 7. Now your Bane is almost level 6, which is going to be huge as well. Tower is going to go down. It looks like we're having a charge on N2K. There's the blink from the quad. N2K, though, he doesn't have enough mana over here on the Earthshaker. It doesn't matter. Another kill. We're still going to have this. No, it looks like 187 is going to cancel that, but the green bin getting a little bit too aggressive. Should have waited a little bit longer for the charge, but wanted to go for the kill. There's the soul ring getting picked up from the Bane here, who, again, they did lose the courier somewhere. I'm not sure where. Only had a TP on it, as it looks like bot lane MYS getting his treads now as well. So he's going to start grabbing some farm, and the more farm he gets, the scarier. Lion, are you kidding me right now? An 11-minute blink dagger? That is a fantastically timed blink dagger right now, and honestly, this game is not over by any means, but it's going to be hard for the Dire. 187 is really going to have to try and globally pressure this map, get whatever pickoffs they can. He's going to have to roam around with the quap and try to gank. She's got her treads, not much else, and realistically, she doesn't have the farm to get much else here, so he's really just going to have to try and walk around with her, try to get some ganks, really make some space for this Anti-Mage to come back and win the game for you, as there's not much else that you'll be able to do here. You can't really fight them 4-on-4 or 5-on-4. I really like this last pick of the Slardar. It makes it so hard to fight 5-on-4. Just such a good early fighting carry. As look, Sage's Mask. I wonder what he's going to be going for. Potentially a Vlad's here. Going to be building that into a Basilius, then a Vlad's. But we'll have to see. Could be quite a few things. There's the TP in from the Slardar. And there's the blink from Da Vinci. The instant hex. We've got the stun here as well. There's the Impale actually using the double stun. They've not got this kill. They're actually going to wait it out. So nice pick on the Bane here. Now really showing its effectiveness. Just sleep the target that gets graved, and MYS isn't done. There's the negative armor, and just look at the damage. 1, 2, 3 hits, and he's already going to go down. A killing spree over to Da Vinci. The TP is going to be canceled. Meanwhile, top lane, Uncle Yar almost getting a kill onto Cheese over here, and he does have another stun if he needs it, as well as the soul ring, so he's going to use it. Hit Honey Badger, and N2K, he's going to be able to kill Honey Badger. A double kill for him. Beautifully used Laguna Blade there, seeing that he doesn't need to use it on the Anti-Mage. He's going to be stunned for just enough time, and N2K going to walk up and get 2 kills for himself. Spirit Breaker, though, going to be able to at least return one of those, but do we have? Yes, we do. There's 6 on Mom's Pescetti, just barely out of range. Lina going for the high ground there, and it looks like she wanted to get the kill. Mom's Pescetti now getting charged, as it looks like N2K not really in position to help him out much. Actually uses the Light Strike Array in the wrong way there. It looks like N2K going to go down. Da Vinci, he's going to blink in. There's the figure, there's the hex, the mana drain as well. N2K's got enough mana. The Dragon Slave, one more right click, he's going to get the kill. 16-6 when all is said and done, and what a turnaround when it looked like both N2K as well as Uncle Yar were going to go down there. Excuse me, not Uncle Yar. N2K and Mom's Pescetti were going to go down. Da Vinci with a nice TP and a blink in. going to be saving his team. And MYS, he's just bot lane farming it up. He's got about 900 gold now. We're going to see what he's going to want to build as the Yule Scepter picked up on Lina. And this just gives her so much kill potential. Now the Anti-Mage, not much he can do really here. If he gets Yules, it should be an instant kill now. 720 HP, but this Lina, I believe, is level 11. Yeah, so already taking about probably closer to 500, and actually no, he doesn't even have Mana Shield leveled up yet, so probably about 600, 580 damage just from the Laguna Blade there. And looks like we're going to have a charge bot lane to MYS, and it looks like he's actually going to continue. No, just going to earn him up. There's the blinking from the Quap. Mom's Pescetti there, though, and there's the Fiend's Grip. It looks like the Spirit Breaker actually going to go in on him. Mom's Pescetti, the Brain Sap, going to be enough to get the kill. He's got the Nightmare as well. Are we going to have the Lion come up here as well? Yes, there's the Lion, the Brain Sap, the Impale just barely landing there. We've got the Hex, and 2K coming up from the river as well. There's the, the Soul Ring up here so we can get the Brain Sap off. The Hex as well, going to be used yet again. There's the Light Strike Array, the Dragon Slave, and that is going to be a very dead Spirit Breaker. 187, unfortunately, going to be able to get the kill over here on the Slardar, but not before both him as well as the Queen of Pain go down here. So, again, nice trades coming here from the Radiant. The Dire, I really applaud. That's what I said they would have to do, but not doing it in the right way. They don't have deep enough wards. You know, maybe if they had a ward here, they could have seen that both heroes were there. They wouldn't have gone for it, but I think if 187 just uses his ultimate on the Bane, cancels the Fiend's Grip, I think the Quap turns around and they get both kills there without dying on either of them. So maybe a little bit of a misplay, but really look at how poor this Wyvern is. 877 net worth right now. That is absolutely terrible. This guy is playing some Roll 36 super PPD Dota and actually going to tank a lot of hits from Roshan here. And look who's coming by. It's N2K. There's the Yule Scepter, double stun, and thanks for coming by, buddy. So, Winter Wyvern in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. It looks like they're going up for a gank over here on Uncle Yar. They just saw a lot of heroes down in the river, and that's really what they need to do. There's the charge on Uncle Yar as well. He does have the Echo Slam if he wants to spend it on the both heroes. And there's the Echo Slam. Actually going to get the kill on the Anti-Mage. If he dies now, it is so worth, but he's not even dead. N2K is going up to Laguna Blade's going to get the kill. Yule Scepter going to ensure that Uncle Yar doesn't die just yet. Is he going to get denied? Can anybody deny him? There's the Fiend's Grip. No deny, but 187 is going to go down as well. The Hex, unstoppable on a double kill for N2K. And right now, WSS is playing out of their freaking minds. TP reactions are absolutely fantastic. This is some high skill Dota, everybody. In case you're wondering how to play support, that's how you do it. You keep a TP, you get your Blink Dagger, and you just follow up on all these ganks. You realize that, hey guys, Earthshaker's top, he's kind of alone. Let's start rotating there now, and they get there in time to return 3 kills. Actually, the Earthshaker gets 1 on his own. Anti-Mage getting a little bit more aggressive than he could be here. No points in the stats, no points in the spell shield. Probably doesn't need all 4 points in a mana break here. But really, it's more that he's just under-leveled. The biggest thing here is it looks like they're going to find the smoke. There's a blinking from Da Vinci. They've got the Impale if they wanted. Pescetti going to get ulted here by the Wyvern. Da Vinci, he's got a massive streak that he can't give up. Is going to throw the finger. So there's the mega kill going to the Queen of Pain. And if only N2K was there, they probably could have made something of that. But this is what they need to get back in. It's only the 2 supports, but when one of them's got a mega kill streak, and really look at that, 631 gold, 328 gold, and that's what you need to come back in this game. We've almost got the full Battle Fury finished up over here on Honey Badger, and honestly, it's quite late. It's probably going to be up at around 20 minutes, and really, you need Battle Fury treads. Hopefully by 15 minutes if it's going to be late. Somewhere around 13 if it's going to be early if you're farming to your greatest potential here. And look at that, it's actually going to be the medallion, so I do like this pickup. Looks like MYS should die here, though. There's the, actually just the ult first of all, but look who's coming up. It's N2K. The Laguna Blade going to be used. The Shallow Grave going to be used as well, though, so he's not going to go down just yet. 187 getting healed up massively here. Uncle Yard does have the Blink Dagger. No Echo Slam, though. Not going to be able to follow up on that one, so they do spend the Laguna Blade, but at the very least, MYS is able to survive here as Quap sitting in the river here. Looks like Pescetti. There's the Nightmare. Is anybody close enough? Probably going to see the charge over here on somebody, but they do have him scouted out as there's the Fiend's Grip going to be used here, and looks like they're not going to use much else. Just going to fake the stun, and whoa, if he would have blinked away, that would have been very... Oh, a little bit of miscommunication there. The Yule Scepter, as well as the Light Striker, are going to be used. Again, there's the Shallow Grave. Do we have the ultimate from the Wyvern? No, we don't. It could have been absolutely massive here. There's the blink in from Uncle Yarn. It looks like they should kill 187. Yes, they will. N2K going to get nightmared, accidentally right-clicking the hero there, as it looks like 2-0 when all's said and done. Da Vinci's still going in on this. Doesn't have the finger, though, so can't really do too much else here as Honey Badger moving into the jungle, although he should be in lane, especially after seeing all 5 heroes around bot lane here. So Although he is farming pretty well, is being a little bit less efficient than he could be, helping to push out his lane, but doesn't matter. The lane's going to be pushing whatsoever, and there it is, the finished Battle Fury, 19 minutes, so a little bit faster than I expected, so nice pickup from Honey Badger. 19 minutes, not all too bad whatsoever. And this is when we're going to have to see the game really turn up. If he can really creep cut, be very elusive, and extend the game, honestly, to probably about 60 minutes, 50, 60 minutes for his team to catch back up, then potentially we could see a win. But wow, a 10k net worth lead. EXP just about the same. The tower will probably bring it up a little bit higher than that. The charge up on the N2K here, but he's almost got his Aghanim Scepter. He's level 13, and it's just the time is ticking that they've got 950 pure damage over here. And Anti-Mage, 967 HP, so he's not too far off. They do have some supports that could live through a Quap, as it looks like they do find Mom's Pescetti does have the Nightmare if he wants to use it. Actually not going to be using it, though. And now N2K, there's the blink. There's the stun on 2. It looks like N2K is going to be the target, though. He doesn't have anything. He's going to go down here. The Anti-Mage is going to get the kill. Da Vinci looking for the Glimmer Cape. He's the next one. No Blink Dagger. And now that's going to be 3-0. And what a huge fight for the Dire. That's going to swing the grass right back their way. Probably going to be back down to about 6k in favor. Probably a 4k change if I had to guess there. And look at that, 4k change. So this is going to be pretty important over here for the side of the Dire to really make a lot come off of this. If they can get the Vlads on the Anti-Mage, perhaps look for an early Roshan here, as well as the Green Bin. Going for an Aghanim Scepter of his own, so not too far off it himself. Only about 700 gold until he's got that. As mid lane, it looks like, is the lane that the Dire wants to push here. MYS Dota quite deep, as well as Pescetti, both TPing to this tower. 187, ready to charge whoever he needs to. They don't see MYS just yet. And looks like that's going to be the end of that. Spiritbreaker just going to TP out back to his tier 2. And the Dire sticking very close right now. Honestly, they should be spreading out and grabbing some more of this farm here. And that's really how you extend this nice lead that you just got. As net worth and EXP both dropping absolutely massively here. But the Radiant actually sharing farm on their own as well here. So there's the Vlad's pickup from the Slaughter. I thought he'd get it. I expected it before the Medallion here. But nevertheless, it's still not that bad whatsoever here. I would love to see a Solar Crest. That would make it so hard for both 187 as well as the Anti-Mage here. And just look at that. N2K just going to walk right in here. Does have the Aghanim Scepter. And it's all pure damage now. Cheese is going to get shallow graved, and he's healing up quite well here. They do have the stun. There's the blinking from the Slardar. Just look at the physical damage over here. There's the charge. Not going to be enough, though. There's the finger being spent as well. And there's the ult from the Bane. Going to be enough to secure the kill on the Quap here. And look at that. There's the blink in. Da Vinci going to get ulted by the Anti-Mage. Not going to be enough, though, as Uncle Yar does have the Echo Slam as well. If they want to use it, they don't even need to. Just look at the damage from him. The max on the Enchant Totem giving a massive damage from his right click there. And Anti-Mage, as we all know, not too good against the physical damage early on. Maybe until he gets like a Butterfly or something like that. Or at the very least, until he gets like a Manta style. Get a little bit more agility here. Roshan still a possibility for both teams, as it looks like the Radiant is going to be the first team to go for it. They do need to pop that Lincolns so that we can get, yeah, it's going to kind of not pop the Lincolns there. So a little bit unfortunate for them. MYS actually going to start tanking. But there it is. So just look at the negative armor. Minus 10 right now. It's minus 17 when he does put the negative armor, yeah, from the Medallion on. There it is. So just so much negative armor there, as it looks like the Aegis is going to go to N2K here. Da Vinci is looking like he wants to ward or perhaps blink up over there onto the Wyvern, but not going to be able to do it anyways here. Does have a Glimmer Cape and a wand here. Going to be buying a gem. And really, this is what the Radiant should be doing. Grabbing that gem. Really reducing whatever vision the Dire has, which right now, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's none. They have absolutely no vision aside from their creeps, and that is not how you want to play right now. This Anti-Mage has no idea right now if he's safe in his jungle. He can move down to this camp, but honestly, he has no idea whether or not there could be two heroes walking up here right now. And realistically, there could have been, so he's got to be careful. Uncle Yar does find himself an Invis Rune, is pinging out the Anti-Mage. Slardar's coming up here as well. It looks like Uncle Yar will start it off here. And there it is. There's the Enchant Totem. There's the stun. And just look at that Anti-Mage melt. 187, perhaps in the wrong position as well. He should be able to get away. There's the ward. Should be found by the Lion. So Anti-Mage not going to have a lot of room whatsoever here. Da Vinci, they're not going to see it just yet. And, yeah, Anti-Mage just drawing it out, saying, hey, they're here. Quap, go bot lane. Push that lane. There's 5 heroes top, most likely. They did see the Lion. They are going to see the Lina now as well. So they do know there's about 5 heroes top. Da Vinci, is he going to catch that ward? Not yet. And looks like there it is. He's going to find the ward. So Gonna limit that vision, at least showing them whatever it could for the meantime here. As Quab does have to pick up a TP here. Still no Aghanim Scepter for her, and 24 minutes in, she's really not had an impact in this game. She is 5-9, but realistically, her itemization is very far behind here. And we'll have to see if they can kind of pick it up and come back in this game. Nice little use of the medallion there, keeping the creep alive a little bit longer to help this tower push. Not that they need it, though, as the Dire just going to be waiting at this tier 3, and Anti-Mage, only 148 last hit, should be at about 100 more by now. At least 50 more, at least somewhere around 200 by 24 minutes, if, you know, you're getting pressured this much. But, you know, he did join a couple fights he probably should have just stayed out of. Did manage to get a kill down here, but that mid lane fight, a little bit questionable decision making from him. They do see this ward over here on the Dire. The creeps are going to kill it. Meanwhile, there's the defensive weave, actually. Surprisingly enough, going to be using the defensive weave. As actually the Winter's Curse missing there. I believe it was meant to go on the Slardar. There's the Glimmer Cape right away though. N2K. There's the Blink Echo Slam. Not going to land on that many heroes. Uncle Yar is going to prevent the ult from the Spirit Breaker as well. The Quad ulti doing quite a bit of damage across 4 heroes, but not going to be enough as it looks like 2 heroes are down. Should be 3 heroes. There it is. Anti-Mage blinking in the back. Going to try and get a kill over here on a Da Vinci, but it's not going to be enough. Yet again, Uncle Yar with that Enchant Totem doing so much damage, and I imagine we'll be seeing something around a 25-minute GG here, and there it is. The Green Bin's going to call it. Game 1 is going to go the way of WSS, and what a game it was. WSS really performing perfectly this game, playing out their game plan, picking a lot of early game heroes. I said from the beginning, you know, is the Surfshaker going to be support or an offlaner? They did choose to put him in the off lane, and then from there they picked up the dual support of Bane and Lion. Very aggressive supports, but also defensive if they needed to be. And then they had the Lina and the Slardar to top it all off. Just so much early game to late game damage. And look at that, 25-minute GG. By no means did EWOW play bad. I think it was maybe a little bit lost by the draft. I think it was a very nice draft from WSS. EWOW, they did have something going early on there, the Quap as well as the Wyvern. I think the Anti-Mage a little bit questionable. I think definitely a good hero, I think, in this lineup. Didn't really fit all too much, but again, guys, what a good game. Stick around the end of this video. There's a little bit more about myself as well as my casting if you want to take a look at that. And thanks again for Pasquetti for sending in this game. We are off to a game 2. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series from lane to lane where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dodo Buff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.